Hey everybody! It's been a while since we've got the opportunity to do a fantasy for the win show here. My name is Brandon. As Dillon, we're here today to answer some of your questions, talk about some waiver wire, some possible trade things as we get closer to the playoffs, the playoff rounds for your fantasy football league. So make sure you tune in here. Make sure you get those questions in, and let's rock and roll. Alrighty, yeah, that was a nice little another intro that we have. We got a couple of them. That's nice, Dylan. How you doing today, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's a lovely Tuesday afternoon at 1:48. How's your fantasy league season going so far?
Mine is all the injuries. It
Yeah.
could be worse.
It could be worse.
A lot of my team, like after the last show we did, a lot of my team got hurt.
Yeah.
Basically everyone got hurt
in the league that we're in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally everyone got hurt. I lost Aaron Jones. I lost Justin Jefferson. I lost James Conner. I lost Pat Freiermuth, and I lost somebody else.
Damn.
James Conner just came back. Aaron Jones just got hurt again Sunday. There's a chance that after it's been 5 weeks, 6 weeks, there's a chance that Justin Jefferson could play this week. There's a chance he could play last week too, but he decided not to. So after 6 weeks, he has a chance to play. And Pat Freiermuth just came back this Sunday.
Gotcha.
So I literally lost like everyone that I had like some of my top guys that I drafted, I lost. But we had talked about that. Yep. You know, anything can happen in fantasy. Just like I told you, this happened to me our first year playing.
Mm-hmm.
I was 7-0, and then I lost. I'm pretty sure I lost all my starters.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, you're still sitting at 6-5. You're still in the playoffs. It's a tight race in the AFFL Central. There's still 4 teams tied for first place at 7-4. It's kind of been a crazy season. I mean, I look at my team. I have to give a big shout out to Dalton Kincaid for saving my fantasy season, believe it or not, because that was a position that my team struggled in. That was the tight end spot, and I was lucky enough to pick him up on a waiver wire a couple weeks ago, and he's helped me get to that 7-4 mark, and 99% to
I
make
don't
the
know if
playoffs
he.
now.
I don't know if he really saved you. In my eyes,
It
never saved.
helped. It
I
helped.
don't, I don't know because he does some things sometimes, but for the most part, like doesn't really do anything. I feel like Jamar Gibbs was like they actually started using him like the
Yeah.
way he needs to be used. Like that man went from getting like zero, like nothing
Mhm.
to like 28 points a game.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the man, he's been on Jamar Gibbs has been on an absolute tear.
yeah, I picked Dalton Kincaid up October 25th from free agency off the waiver wire. Um, so the week 7 he had 15 points, week 8 17.5 points, week 9 16, week 10 16, and then this last week was 12. So it wasn't necessarily a great week but it's still 10 points that I needed. I wasn't expected, it wasn't projected to win this week. It ended up winning 140 to 91.
I think Tank Dell. I think that helps you too. He's
Yeah,
been
30 points as a flex guy. That's big.
well, and he's been doing that basically almost all season now.
Yeah,
I mean, CJ Stroud definitely created quite the chemistry together. So,
yeah, yeah. And Nico Collins.
and then obviously, you have Patrick Mahomes, but he's faltered a little bit this year.
Yeah, I've had Dak Prescott as my QB1 for the last 2 weeks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then Dak Prescott comes in and he's actually playing. He's actually playing probably almost. He's playing some of the best football he's played. I think
Oh yeah,
so.
without a doubt. I mean, it's hard not to. That was my big thing. Once Patrick Mahomes got out of the bye week, it's like, do I play Dak Prescott or do I go with Patrick Mahomes? They both scored 22 points this week, so it wasn't a big difference between the two. But Dak's been playing really, really, really good football lately.
Yeah, he has, and I probably wouldn't have played Mahomes against the Eagles anyways.
Yeah, but I figured Dak Prescott would have had a better game than I'm not saying 189 yards and 2 touchdowns isn't a great game. Uh, so I mean, it's just one of those things. You're at the point of the season when we have what 3 weeks left, 4 weeks left.
Yeah,
We have 3 weeks left of the regular season, and it's playoff time. Um, and my schedule absolutely sucks. So I play Damien, who's 7-4, and then I play you, and then I play Jason to finish out the season, who's also currently 7-4 and who's won 6 straight games.
yeah, and
It's gonna be tough.
his team was pretty bad too.
Yeah, it'll be tough. A tough way to finish out this season. Um, you know, we fight to that first round bye. Since our playoff stuff is set up the same way as the NFL, first round bye or first seed in the division gets that first round bye, which can not always the greatest thing.
Shout out to Greg for going 1-10.
Yeah, you get your nice little signature on the. I don't think you have to worry about anybody unless he wins the next 3 weeks and Daniel loses all three. Um, I don't know. I'd imagine Greg's going to finish. He's already been eliminated from the playoffs, so
Yeah,
that's a shitty thing.
I played Jordan, you, and Damien
Yeah,
to finish out my season.
yeah. We picked up a big win in the sleeper league in the dynasty league this week too to keep ourselves in the playoff hunt.
Did we?
As well. We won 143 to 81 over the far end of the bench over the far end of the bench crew. So that was a good win for us. But they also had Rashad Penny who's out and Desmond Ritter who was on a bye, and Chris Olave who was also on a bye. So we might have got a little lucky there.
I got a little lucky.
Might have.
I'll take lucky.
Yeah, it's better than nothing. We already got a question right here. Do you want to go ahead and answer it?
Yeah. Can't
Trey T-Law and Sutton for Herbert or Hurts. If it's PPR,
trade Trevor Lawrence and Sutton for Herbert.
or Hurts.
Uh,
I wouldn't trade him for Herbert.
no, I'd trade him for Hurts though.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Trevor Lawrence is. Oh God, I said he. I had high hopes for him in the beginning of the season, in the beginning of the year. I did.
Trevor
I'm pretty
Lawrence?
sure my exact words were MVP caliber. I'm pretty sure is what I said.
You're not the only one. You're not the
He
only
has
one.
not lived up to that whatsoever.
No.
Zero chance he's lived up to that. And Sutton is very. I don't know. He's just now started playing well.
The Broncos have just started playing well.
Yeah, they won 4 straight.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if I had the opportunity to trade, like if I have a decent receiving core, right?
Yeah.
And so you take Sutton out of that equation because if you have a decent receiving core, if you're trading Sutton and your receiving core is decent, then Sutton that doesn't even phase me. So basically, the way I look at it is if you have a decent receiving core, you're trading Trevor Lawrence for Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that every day, all day.
Yeah.
Without question.
Yeah, I think that's something, I think you don't even throw Herbert into the equation in this one. It's Hurts or nobody.
Yeah, Herbert's good, but he just doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't trade for Herbert.
What do you say? I mean, you think Herbert? He's good. They're inconsistent.
Yeah. Well, you talk about the Chargers in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They score a lot of points. He throws a lot of touchdowns, like a lot of, there's a lot of yards and everything. Um, Well, his last 2 games, he's won 323 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Green Bay, he went 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles, 32 points.
I'm not saying don't trade for Herbert. In my eyes, I would take Hurts first.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't trade Trevor Lawrence for Herbert.
No, I mean, so yeah, I mean, I would definitely take Hurts first. That'd be my first option.
Yeah,
but if you can't get Hurts and Herbert's there, I would take both of those.
Mm-hmm.
They're both going to score a lot of points.
Yeah.
Just with Hurts, he's just on a way better team, and they use his legs way more.
Right.
So he is definitely way more of a dual threat quarterback. So yes, answer for you. Yeah, I would definitely trade Trevor Lawrence and Courtland Sutton for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, if you can, yeah, why not? Justin or Tyler Lawrence hasn't. Tyler Lawrence, holy crap! Trevor Lawrence hasn't had necessarily. I mean, he's had 1 game of 30, 30 plus points so far this season.
Exactly. He's been a little gun shy.
Yeah.
So, makes me frustrated.
Makes you frustrated.
Makes me a little frustrated.
Yeah,
But
it happens.
what are you gonna do?
Right.
Yeah.
That's fair. Dun dun dun. Let's see here. What do you got? What do you got for me? I know there's things in your head that are going fantasy football right now. What do you got?
No, I'm just I mean, so if you're, let's put it this way. So let's say on the brink of playoffs.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And this doesn't just go for me. I'm just going to kind of use me as an example.
Sure.
All right. And I'm pretty sure trades end what?
Last
week before playoffs.
It's got to be coming up.
So 2 weeks. Right.
Or
does it end after the regular season? So you have 3
weeks.
No,
it ends. I don't know. I'd have to look it up on. I can't find it on league info. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see here. Trade deadline is December 6th.
December 6th.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're someone who's in a position, right?
Yep.
Where you can make playoffs, you're sitting there. Do you trade a big player for somebody that isn't as big but could maybe help you out? Like let's just use Justin Jefferson for an example.
Yeah.
He's hurt right now, hasn't played in 5 weeks.
Sure.
Okay. let's say I could use another running back, or I could use um, another receiver. Obviously, you're probably not going to get so you'll probably get someone good, but they won't be huge, obviously because of the injury factor. But let's say Justin Jefferson's coming back and you get him for the next 3 weeks. Do you take a chance on trading him and getting someone that you know you're going to have for that full 3 weeks that could potentially help your team? Or do you take the chance of maybe only getting him for the next 2 weeks or maybe 1 week, or maybe he comes back just in time for the playoffs?
Right.
You know?
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I think it just depends on what kind of needs you need for, to get in the playoffs with Justin Jefferson as long as he's going to play. Because what sucks about Justin Jefferson right now is that we don't know when he's coming back. He was supposed to come back this week, and then it's like, no, we're going to hold him out another week because he's just not ready yet.
Yeah, and they
could have used him.
That, and they haven't given him a contract yet either.
Yeah, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I would hope not. I don't think it would, but
you never know.
I don't know. I think it depends on depends on what you need at that right now. Like you said, you're sitting at 6-5. If you need a running back to help boost you into the get a for sure playoff spot and take down some of the guys that you need to in the next couple weeks. I mean, I'd imagine you could get a solid running back just because of the value that Justin Jefferson can bring to a team.
True. I just didn't know, if you're if you're on that brink, do you try to make that trade, or do you just roll with it and hope that Justin Jefferson comes back for the playoffs, and then
I think you got to give it till the at least till the almost to the trade deadline.
Yeah, see if he even comes back.
Yeah. Was it worth making, what would scare me on that end of things is if you do make a trade, you get rid of Justin Jefferson, he comes back, and that's who you have to play in the first round.
Yeah.
And it burns you.
Because that would definitely sting.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, he's been my first round pick and I've lost him basically all year long. So, and before that, he was getting me that's 23, 25 points a game that I'm missing out on.
Yeah.
That's basically what he was getting me.
Yeah. And you can tell it's made a difference not having him.
Yeah. You can definitely tell the stretch of 4 weeks where I lost 4 of my guys. It made a huge difference.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you were one of the highest scoring teams in.
Yeah, losing James Conner, Aaron Jones, and Justin Jefferson all in the same week.
Yeah,
definitely did not help me at all.
No, that's rough.
No, and it was one after another. Justin Jefferson went out. Then I saw Aaron Jones got hurt, and then James Conner went out. And I said, please, Lord, help me. Please. Please let everyone be all right. And then it popped up, and it was like knee injuries for all three, or knee injuries for two, and a hamstring for two of them, and a knee injury for one.
Yeah,
and I said my season's over with.
Yeah, I mean, like I have Kyron Williams who's coming off the IR. He's supposed to play this week against Arizona, but then I'm sitting there and I have Jaylen Warren who's put up some numbers the last couple weeks. It's like, do I hold it out and see what Warren does, or do I give Jaylen Warren the benefit of the doubt and
you probably got to stick with Warren.
That's what I would think. The only thing that scares me is that I don't, what kind of offense and stuff are they going to bring to the table now that Matt Canada's not in?
A better one.
You think so?
A better one. Matt Canada was awful. Jesus Christ. Don't get me wrong. Kenny Pickett's not good either.
Right.
At all. But that having Kenny Pickett at least has skills to win your football games.
Yeah.
You can go positive with Kenny Pickett. I don't know if you won a Super Bowl, but you can go positive.
Right.
But some of that play calling was atrocious, dude.
It was bad.
Time management and everything was bad.
I don't know how you beat how you lose to a Deshaun Watson-less Cleveland Browns team on top of it.
Yeah, just everything about it was bad time management, bad play calling, bad everything.
Right.
The fact they even had a job this long actually kind of blew my mind, to be honest. Because after your team gets in better terms, their booty spanked repeatedly. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and or the games that you do win, because in every game that they've lost or won, the offense has one thing in common: it's terrible.
Yeah.
It really is. Jalen Warren has basically been like the breath of fresh air for that team.
Yeah.
And Kenny Pickett has had his games where he has better games than others. He actually makes decent throws and stuff. But like as far as anything else, like the play calling and time management that Matt Canada had, even
Right.
for basically a rookie like Kenny Pickett, because that's basically what Kenny Pickett is. He's a rookie. I mean, that was awful.
Yeah.
And the fact that Mike Tomlin even put up with it for that long actually kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
I think if I was Mike Tomlin, I think I would have rather called the plays. I'm
Then
being serious. I think
yeah.
I would have rather called the offense.
Right.
Because Matt can't. Yeah, he'll never have it. I don't think he'll have a job anywhere in the NFL. He's
No,
terrible.
yeah.
He's terrible.
I'm sure somebody will give him another shot somewhere, but it wouldn't surprise me if that doesn't happen. So Jalen Warren had 23 points this week, 19 last week against Green Bay, and then they got Cincinnati, Arizona, New England, Indianapolis, and for the next 3 weeks at least, trying to win and get that first or that bye in the playoffs in the first round. It's Cincinnati, Arizona, New England.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
Jalen Warren.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say play him. I mean, he's had better games against better teams.
Yeah.
And playing like Arizona and Cincinnati's they're pretty crumbled right now after losing Joe Burrow for the whole year.
Well, yeah, that was going to be my next thing that I brought up. So you got Jamar Chase. How much do you give Jamar Chase? Knowing that he's not going to have Joe Burrow and it's going to be
I
Jake
would say
Browning.
you need to at least give him. I think you can make a decision after this next week, because then you might be able to see how the pattern is going to play out.
Right.
Like, let's put it this way. Like, let's say you keep Jamar Chase in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jay Browning targets him like 4 times.
Right.
I would probably say that's probably how it's going to be.
Yeah.
But if he looks to him and throws the ball to him, I mean, you never know. Usually it works out, and guys like you, usually it works out in their favor.
Yeah.
A rookie QB, a nobody thrown to a top high end, getting like,
dude.
What if you keep him? What if you take him out and then he comes in this week and he has, he's targeted 15 times and catches 10 balls for 180 yards. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it usually works out. The rookies usually trust the people they know can catch the ball, can make the play for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say you got to keep Jamar Chase in, but I would say you will be able to make a decision based after this week how it's going to be for the next 2 weeks. It's either going to be really bad or it's going to be really good.
Excuse me. Yeah. It's tough because I got, I have guys on the bench that I feel like could be, I could move Tank Dell out of the flex spot and replace him with either Jamar Chase or Jalen Waddle and then still be able to play Jalen Warren and Kyron Williams, this week if I wanted to. I mean, it's tough to sit there and try to make those decisions sometimes. Like, do I remove Jalen Waddle from the starting lineup? Do I put Tank Dell in that wide receiver? I mean, I feel like Tank Dell almost needs to be in that wide receiver 2 spot.
I mean, it just depends. Like, he's had good games, and then there's some games where he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's no different than having Jalen Waddle.
Right.
You would think he'd be really mediocre with having Tyreek Hill on his team.
Yeah.
But he puts up, double-digit points every week.
Yeah. That's true.
I would probably have to keep Jamar Chase in for a week. I think you're in a spot where you can. I think you're in a spot where you can definitely take a chance.
Yeah. Well, I think even if I lose a game, it's not gonna make or break making the playoffs.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think you're in a position where you can, take a chance.
Yeah.
I just, I would really hate for you not to play him, and then Damien's, and then you lose by 30, and Jamar Chase scores 40 points because he had 18 targets on the day. You know what I'm saying?
I would quit playing fantasy football.
And just that, and that's usually how it works when you have a rookie guy thrown to someone like that, is they tend to float more towards the guys who they know are going to make plays for them.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't embarrass themselves on TV.
It almost looks like we have the 7 teams who are going to make the playoffs too, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, everyone. I would say, I know who's going to make playoffs. I mean, we'll just have to find out and see what happens.
Yeah. 3 weeks left. I mean, Jordan has a 29% chance. Daniel has a 19% chance, and Greg's already been eliminated. So everybody from there on up, Tyler has 83, 85, 87, 99, 99, 99, 99. So it'll be interesting to see how
But I got an 87% chance.
yes.
Yippee!
Yeah. 87% chance to make the playoffs. Mostly because you beat the guys underneath you. That you needed to.
Yeah, and they can all suck it, dude.
Yeah.
No, but I can't.
5-4 record. Hold on.
Yeah, there we go.
Eric, thanks for
Okay,
your
yeah, okay,
question.
yes, you definitely need to win.
Yeah,
100%.
you're kind of in the same situation. We were already talked about Justin Jefferson, and I'm guessing that's who you're talking about is Justin Jefferson.
So QB, Kyler, running back, Swift, Pollard, Brees, Javante, wide receivers, Jefferson, Puka, Devontae, Garrett, Nico, tight end, Goddard, Leggett Thomas, traded Jefferson and Nico for Amon Ra. Well, I don't necessarily hate that you traded Jefferson for Nico and Amon Ra.
Is it? I'm gonna say that's the guy in Detroit, right?
Yeah,
Just to make
didn't think
sure
I
I
could
know
absorb the
right.
Jefferson week 13 bye, or if he waits until week 14 to return. No, yeah, I'm in the same spot as you, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm not going to trade Justin Jefferson. I'm going to bite the bullet just because I have enough firepower in my team. I think that can help, keep me moving. But, and no one's going to give me Amon Ra. Saying no one's going to make that trade with me. But I don't hate that because Amon Ra has been freaking going off, dude. I think he actually just set a record.
did he?
I think
I'm gonna look now.
someone just I want to say it was him. Yeah, let me look him up really quick just to.
Yeah, he's had a very, very, very solid season. 19, 14, 19, 16, 30, 23, 16, 30, 21. I think this is like, kind of what we were talking about earlier is like, do you make a trade? You trade Justin Jefferson and somebody else for a guy that's going to help you later on in the playoffs. Not necessarily. I mean, yeah, you of course it's Justin Jefferson, but I mean, they don't have. It's not Kirk Cousins throwing the ball to him anymore. Even though Josh Dobbs is doing a fantastic job in Minnesota, it's not Kirk Cousins throwing the ball to him.
No, but yeah, dude, Amon Ra, St. Brown, and Nico Collins, and I like Nico Collins a lot. I actually have him on my fantasy team.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever obviously he has a little competition there with Tank Dell, but whenever Nico Collins is pretty consistent as far as like 13 points a game, somewhere around there. But Amon Ra, St. Brown, dude, the fact that you got him, I mean, Amon Ra, 30, 22, 16, 30, 21. He's been targeted 15, 19, 9, 9, 11, and he's caught 12, 13, 6, 8, and 8 for 124, 102, 108, 156, and 77 yards. And he scored 2 touchdowns in both his last games.
Yep.
He has 100 yards basically every game besides 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was huge. I definitely don't hate that. You actually, in my eyes, I'm not gonna lie. You will not hear me say this very often, but I would say that's definitely a come up, even from Justin Jefferson.
Yeah,
He's
that's
basically been hurt for the last 6 weeks. I don't even know if he's coming back. He hasn't got a contract, and he's mentioned it before. Like that already didn't make him happy.
right.
And now he said, and he basically said last week, the coaches aren't telling me when I can return. I'm telling them when I return.
Yeah.
So I definitely think the contract has a little bit to play in it. Do I think he's going to come back at some point in time? Yes. But am I 100% for sure? No. He might just say, I'm done.
Well, and looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown's schedule, up to week 17, which is when most, if you happen to make it to the championship round of your fantasy football league, I mean, he plays Green Bay this week, then he's at New Orleans, at Chicago, at home against Denver, at Minnesota, and the toughest game is week 17 against Dallas.
Yeah, he and Jared Goff have been slinging the ball to him.
Yeah,
he's the 6th best receiver in fantasy football right now. That's what he's ranked at.
That's a good trade. That's a
that if you're going to trade Justin Jefferson, that was it.
Yeah.
So kudos to you. But yeah, I mean, obviously Kyler's a good QB. Running backs, God, I'm assuming I don't know who you played. I'm assuming you. I don't know how Swift did. I don't know how DeAndre Swift did. I'm assuming that you played Swift. Um,
I don't think Swift did that bad this week. DeAndre Swift.
what did you do last night against Kansas City?
19 points.
Yeah.
12
So
carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
I'm gonna hope that you played. I'm gonna hope that you played DeAndre Swift. So we're just gonna go with that scenario. Okay. So Kyler as your QB, I like that. He's gonna do fine. He'll probably get you 20 points.
Yeah.
If you play DeAndre, yeah, there we go. Played Pollard, Swift, and Brees. Yeah, all right, I like that.
That's solid.
And then obviously wide receivers. I mean, definitely. I mean, I'm definitely saying Puka, Amon-Ra, Nico.
Yeah.
Unless you played Devontae Smith, I think he had 99 yards last night, so that wouldn't have been a bad play.
That's rough.
It's a pretty solid team though, and
Yeah.
hopefully you make playoffs because that trade you made, the trade
It should get you pretty far.
yeah, the trade you just made, the trading Jefferson and getting Nico and Amon-Ra, it's pretty solid, dude.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about receivers anymore. You're definitely going to get 20 plus points just from Amon-Ra himself.
Yeah. It's funny that we were talking about Justin Jefferson and whatnot earlier in the show too, yeah, and you should feel pretty confident to win.
Yeah, because now you have a spot where you don't have to worry about if a guy's going to play or if there's no open spot. Right. Now you have two guys that are going to, one's probably going to get you 15 to 30, and the other guy's going to get you, at least 13 to 20 and Nico Collins. So,
right.
Yeah, I'd feel.
And he's always going to have those games where he's going to get, 25, 28 points as well. Dun. Got another one here. Lost Andrews. Just got offered Kittle, Amari, Cowboys D for Olave and Henderson. Henderson is in the guy, the running back from the Rams, who's not going to get as many carries because Kyron Williams is coming back. Hate to give up Olave. To be honest, look, I dropped Olave a while ago. I had the opportunity to pick up Tank Dell, and I saw the I don't know if Olave is that that guy that I think we all he's a good wide receiver, but at this point you clearly need a tight end, and you're going to get Amari Cooper out of it. Plus, the Cowboys' defense is one of the best. One of the best around. So yeah, I would smash accept on that trade.
I mean, Chris. I mean, Olave's done pretty good. 19, 14, 18. Then he had a bad game with 1 point, 9 points, and he had 16, 12, 9, 16, 21.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is that the Cowboys defense is the difference here. And Henderson. I mean, it's who I think you're talking about. It's going to be Kyron Williams now that he's coming back off the IR.
Before I give you a final answer,
Darrell Henderson. He's projected 5.8 points this week. Darrell Henderson is.
Yeah, well, he's not even part of the trade. I don't even know if I'd want Henderson.
Yeah.
So he's got offered Kittle, Amari, and Cowboys D for Olave and Henderson.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd probably take that just because obviously you have George Kittle, who is a huge favorite right now of Brock Purdy's. He just had like a 95-yard game with a touchdown. So Cowboys defense just got me 22 points in my PPR league. They're averaging like 20 points a game when they are playing.
That's why I said the difference here is the Cowboys defense.
It's a whole nother freaking player, basically. Yep. And then obviously Amari, he has his ups and downs. Before Watson got hurt, he had 14, 24, and 15 in a row. Mm-hmm. And he still got 8 points. He still had 8 targets even with this new guy. So I think they can only go up because they're playing Denver, Las Vegas, Jacksonville, Chicago, Houston, the Jets, and Cincinnati. So their schedule's not that hard. He's obviously going to be the top receiver on that team. So I say smash the accept button.
We need one of those buttons.
I like Olave, but
Smash
I
accept
feel like
button.
you're getting offered the 100% better deal.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to hurt you either way. You're getting a decent receiver. You might be losing a little bit with the receiver, but you're getting a huge tight end and you're getting a huge defense.
Yep.
So smash the accept button.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. You smash the accept button hard.
100%.
Goodness gracious. What a week these last couple of weeks are going to be, by the way.
Yeah. Dallas's defense is averaging 13 points a game.
Yeah. There was the other league that I'm in Greg's league. My team scored 196 points this week.
Whew.
Yeah. So Purdy with
Go ahead.
I had Purdy with 90 or with 26, CJ Stroud 15, Christian McCaffrey 21, Jamar Gibbs with 21, Tyreek Hill 30, Tank Dell 28, Sam Laporta had an off game, he had 6 points, James Conner 8 points, Dallas defense 23, my kicker got 14. On the bench, I didn't even play Puka, who had 18 points. What the hell is that? And Nico Collins is on the bench. Chandler, who is Chandler? Oh, Ty Chandler, the running back out of Minnesota. He had 15 points this week. Didn't even play him.
Yeah. And Dallas' defense, they play Washington, Seattle, Philadelphia, Buffalo, Miami, Detroit, and Washington.
It's going to be a little bit tougher. Then you got Washington always plays their division games really, really well.
Yeah,
and
but I think they're going to tear Washington up.
Yeah.
Seattle, I think they'll have a good game against Philadelphia. Obviously, I wouldn't play their defense that game.
Right.
Buffalo, I would say you could probably get away playing them with that game just because Josh Allen has made a lot of mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, I would say you could maybe even play them that game and get away with it.
Yeah.
And then obviously Detroit and Washington, I think you could play both of those games. But yes, it is a little harder, but I think they still get you a bunch of points.
AJ Dillon's still available in the waiver wire right now.
Yeah, right. It's a good thing that whenever Aaron Jones was out and he went in, he was a big old hunk of poopy and didn't do anything.
Yeah. I'm just kind of looking at our waiver wire now in our league. Odell Beckham is there, which he doesn't do too much.
I got James Conner for now.
Stones, yeah. Drake London is there. Tight end wise, not a whole lot.
Yeah. I still got Cole Kmet. He didn't do too bad.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is available in our league. Will Levis, Derek Carr, Jake Browning, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson would not be a bad guy to go get. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. It's 24 points, 24 against Kansas City, 24 against Buffalo, 19 against Minnesota. He plays Cleveland, Houston, LA, Detroit, New England, LA again to finish out the season. Is that a guy that you would feel comfortable going to get?
Hey, Russell?
Yeah, if you needed a quarterback. If your quarterback went down, you needed a quarterback. Russell Wilson is there.
100%. He's been killing the game.
Yeah. They're sitting at 5-5 now.
He looks like his old self.
Yeah. Just going to sneak into the playoffs maybe?
Everybody was crucifying Sean Payton and them, and now they're steamrolling people.
Yeah. 2 games behind the Kansas City Chiefs for first in the division.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'm just saying.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'm just saying. They don't have to play Kansas City the rest of the season either.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
They've already played them twice now. Oh, no, scratch. Yeah.
Yeah, 1-1, lost one.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because it was a Patrick Mahomes flu game. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. You got anything else that you want to bring to our table talk right now?
No, and just if you if you're dealing with injuries or whatever, just make sure you. A lot of guys just go for names in the waiver wire, but make sure you look at production and schedule. Mm-hmm. Don't just look at their name. And don't buy scared. Don't go out there and just buy stock on a player because you're scared off the waiver wire, because you feel like you're panicking and you need somebody like a Joe Burrow, type of person.
Yeah,
he's done for the year. If you lost him as your starter, I'm sorry, because that's a huge loss to a fantasy team. But don't freak out and just go pick up the first person you see because they're ranked number 1 on the waiver wire and they have a good name. Make sure you look at their production and their schedule and then obviously go from there.
Yeah, I agree. I think the waiver wire is important right now at this point of the season. There's a lot that you can make or break. The next 3 weeks off of that. Sometimes you're gonna have to run into those matchups where you're like maybe I don't need to get him. Maybe I just need to trust the guys I have and hope they go get a hope they have a big game and they go get a win.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's that time of the year. It's kind of crunch time for a lot of people who are on that kind of edge of the fantasy football playoffs right now.
It is. It's really crunch time. I mean, even in our league, everybody. I mean,
yeah, we have 4 teams at 7-4 first place.
Well, I mean, not even that. I mean, you got 4 teams and tied for first, and then you have you have 4 more teams that are 1 win behind.
Yep,
like
they're right there.
I mean, this week you could literally flip flop everybody this week.
Yeah.
If everyone who's top 4 loses, and then the bottom have 4 wins, I mean, it'd be, you just never know.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, I was sitting in the 7th position, the last spot in the playoffs, and this week I'm currently the 2nd seed.
So you just never know.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Things happen, and like I said at the beginning of this show, and I basically say it every time, at least once a show. Fantasy football is 100% all luck.
Yeah,
you can draft all the best players, and it doesn't do you any good. And then your team sucks, or your team's really good. You just never know. You take chances on people, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
You draft rookies, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You draft the veterans, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. You draft a bunch of good
fantasy football.
Yeah, you draft a bunch of good damn people, and then they get it. I mean, I took Justin Jefferson, the number 1 draft pick. I think anybody would. No one expected him to get hurt. He's been out for 5 weeks. You just never know. You never know what can happen. Fantasy football is 100% luck. The only thing that you contribute to it as a person is drafting the person.
Yeah.
That is it. Other than that, you don't control how they play or what they do or anything. You don't do anything. It's 100% luck whether they play good or they get hurt or they play bad.
True.
That's it, man. So you just never know. You could draft I've seen people draft a whole team of a team. Like I've seen people draft have their whole fantasy team as like a Colts team.
I'm doing that.
And then they win like 5 or 6 games. And you're like, how is that even possible?
Yeah, that shouldn't be possible.
I mean, so you just never know. My whole point is it's 100% luck. You just never know what can happen. Anything can happen in fantasy football.
I agree.
Saf could be ranked number 1 right now, and then he loses the next 3 weeks and he drops to the bottom. You could have a guy who's at the bottom right now who's 4-7 who could win the next 3 weeks and he makes a playoff spot.
Yeah, 7-7.
You never know. Anything happens in fantasy football, and that's why we love it so much. Yeah. Because there's literally nothing that you can do to help your team or stop your team from winning or losing. It is either going to happen or it's not.
Yeah.
All you can do is make sure you start who you think is going to be good.
It's tough.
All you can do. And let me tell you, if you're in the NFL, 90% of the time you're good.
Yeah.
So there's decisions to make, and you just hope that you make the right one, and that player doesn't bite you in the rear.
Yeah. No, you're pretty spot on with it.
So that's all it is. That's all it is. And then all you can do is just wait. So
yeah. Well, if you don't have anything else for us, I think we'll let this one be and go ahead and we'll hit that end stream button here in just a second. Make sure you do all the fun stuff of making sure you like, share us out, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel here, Variety Sports Network. There's tons of great content. It's not just us here. There's all kinds of content creators that are part of Variety Sports Network. So make sure you check them out. Make sure you show them support too. It's gonna be another fun weekend of I guess just sports in general.
It is, starting with Thursday.
Yeah.
And then the first ever Black Friday game at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna watch it because I'll be at the Blues game at 2:00 in the afternoon. So
I'll be watching.
Yeah. I ain't worried about that one. But anyways, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.